just with regards to your application process, what exactly was that like? Because I know just for people who just in case maybe want to.
Yes.
But obviously, I know for me, I hate application processes. Like I just think,
Yeah.
obviously I see they're necessary, but some of the questions, like some of them, like just a simple job in retail. Oh, why do you want to work for us? Oh, like even that, I hate it because it's like
again, this is where I say like some traditional like job interviews are so like, why do you want to work for us? What are your strengths and weaknesses? Like, what's your 5-year plan? They're very kind of textbooky style questions, which you've got to prepare yourself for in case. But yeah, like I think you're absolutely right. I hate like interviews are not the easiest. They're not the best. And especially like some of the tests that I had to do like a logical reasoning test, and it was basically looking at patterns and shapes. So I was like, what?
When you're doing your job now, do you even see how any of it relates in any way?
No, no, I see some of the behavioural assessments that I had, definitely, but like logical patterns, I was like, I think it's just purely to test like your maths, English and reasoning skills, but they do it sometimes in a very strange way because it's not the first assessment I've had, and I have to say I think it's like a generic way of assessing people when you go into like bigger businesses, corporate companies. They like to add in a lot of like behavioural and psychometric testing, but basically how it happened is you apply like normal through their website. You have to put forward your CV and a covering letter, and just basically explain within that your passions for the role as to why. And at this stage they don't actually really expect you to have a lot of experience. It's more around why you're passionate to do that. They want to know your motivations at that point. So it's all about really like who you are and what you want out of it. So then if you're successful at that point, you get shortlisted, and then you get invited to psychometric testing, which is what I was just talking about. So nice little logical reasoning test, a maths test and an English test, and you have a behavioural assessment as well. So that's like giving you scenario based questions. So what would you do in this scenario, A, B, C or D? And then if you pass that, you then get through to an assessment day, which is in London at head office, and you then have to do like 4 different tasks. So and this is quite generic to a lot of assessment days as well, the one that I did before. You do like a team building exercise, a presentation exercise. I'm trying to think now. There was 2 other exercises as well. I think one of them was like a planning exercise too, to assess that. Oh, and a role play. So you had to do a role play. So they come in with a disgruntled employee and how you deal with that. And you have to step into that role right there and then. And then you find out if you've been successful or not, and then you join and you have your training scheme. So yeah.
Is that obviously that part where you did the role play, is that the final stage then of your assessment?
Yes, yeah. So once you finish that, you leave. You find out within usually about a week or 2 weeks, once they finish doing all the other interviews. And then you basically usually have a waiting time from I think February till September. So it was a long wait. I was so eager to get started, but in the meantime I just got myself a job in between that and just earned some money.
That's so nerve. Like, did you ever, obviously throughout that period, did you ever like call them up and be like, oh, just wondering, is there any update on my application or anything?
Yeah, like I would email and things, but they just basically told you to be patient with it, and then you find out the 2 weeks, and then as soon as that, they don't take people in till September and start the scheme, because it all kind of aligns with like academic year as such. So you know by February, by February if you've got it or not, and then it's just like waiting time.